You watch a man go up an elevator and you wait in the lobby for 30 minutes. That man is upstairs having supper while you wait in the lobby. Then that man comes down the elevator. He has a toothpick in his mouth because he just had supper. Those two events look basically different from each other because they are different. That man went up the elevators in the first event, and then in the latter event, he came down with a toothpick in his mouth. In the first event, he went up. In the latter event, he went down. Those two events were basically opposite from each other. You easily understand this. But what if I said the simple fact that those two events are so different from each other is a fact that magically determines that Jesus Christ was lying through his teeth in Revelation chapter 11 and John chapter 6, and that Daniel was a false prophet for what he said in Daniel chapter 12, and that Jesus Christ provided more lies to John in Revelation chapter 14 and Revelation chapter 20. What would you think if I said all of that? And the point is, pre-tribbers say all of that. 1 Thessalonians 4:17 is a gathering up into the sky, the post-trib rapture. That is like going up an elevator. And then the marriage supper will occur up in heaven. And then Revelation 19:11 through 14, the so-called second coming, which is the event in which Jesus and his army will descend all the way down to the surface of planet Earth. That is like an elevator going down. So there you go. The rapture is people going up. The so-called second coming is people coming down. Those are two events. But false Christians craftily use that difference in their attempt to make you think that the rapture must be a pre-trib rapture. Those false teachers say 1 Thessalonians 4:17 is not Revelation 19:11 through 14, and that proves that the rapture will be a pre-trib rapture. In the meantime, those false teachers craftily took your mind away from what Jesus Christ said in Revelation chapter 11 and John chapter 6, and what Jesus Christ revealed through John in Revelation chapter 14 and Revelation chapter 20, and what Daniel the prophet wrote in Daniel chapter 12. All of those Bible passages prove that the rapture will be a post-trib rapture. But false teachers lead you away from those passages when those false teachers employ the fact that 1 Thessalonians 4:17 is not Revelation 19:11 through 14. Pre-tribbers tear down a straw man. Of course, 1 Thessalonians 4:17 is not Revelation 19:11 through 14. Post-tribbers freely acknowledge that 1 Thessalonians 4:17 is not Revelation 19:11 through 14. The simple fact that those are two separate events does not magically determine that the rapture will be a pre-trib rapture. People go up in one event, people come down in the other event. A man goes up an elevator and then he comes down an elevator. Those are two separate events. Are you willing to say that that simple difference means that Jesus Christ is a habitual liar and that his Jewish prophets are false prophets?